Hi students, so we'll move on to the next session of computer forensic investigation. So what are the objectives of computer forensic? The main objective of computer forensics is to find out the criminal like directly or indirectly related to cyber world, and to find out the digital evidences and presenting the evidences in a manner that leads to the legal action of the criminal. So what is a digital evidence? We'll see. Digital evidence is any data that is recorded or preserved on any medium in or by a computer system or other similar devices that can be read or understand by a person or a computer system or other similar devices. That is digital evidence. Mainly we used to talk about physical evidences. That physical evidences is the like we are encountering from the material, encountering from the crime scene, the materials encountering from the crime scene. Likewise, in the digital world, if we are taking the materials that are helpful for the investigating the computer crimes. That materials are called digital evidences. That any data that is recorded or preserved in on any medium related to computer. If it is a computer or like the similar devices like a mobile phone or anything like that, that is a digital evidence. So we'll talk this about later. Before that, we should know the history of computer forensic. So in history of computer forensic, actually it is very much difficult to pinpoint when computer forensic like history began. Most experts agree that the field of computer forensic began to evolve more than 30 years ago, and it's said that the field began in United States in large part when law enforcement and military investigators started seeing criminals get criminals are getting more technical, and they are using more technical ideas like internet, computer, and all those things. So it's believed that it started from United States, and the computer field, forensic field, is now continually growing on daily basis, and more large forensic firms, boutique firms, and private investigators are gaining knowledge and experiences in this field. So from that earlier stage till now, it's in its growing stage, computer forensic. It is said that this in 2001 in Enron, the bankruptcy occurred. So that time, actually they used the help of computer forensic. It said like that. Like Enron is a, I think you people know Enron Corporation. About Enron Corporation. It's an electronic trading website that focused on commodities, and it there occurred in 2001 a bankruptcy. So hundreds of employees were left jobless, while some executives seemed to benefit from that company's collapse. So the United States Congress decided to investigate this, and a specialized detective force began to search through hundreds of Enron employee computers and using this computer forensics. So it's we don't know from where it began, but it said that it's from 2001. It started from Enron. Then we'll see what other types of physical evidence and from where is the location and all those things. So some examples of digital evidences are emails, digital photographs, ATM transaction logs, spreadsheet. It can be like word processing document, or like I'm taking now in PPT, right? So it may be a PPT, and digital audio or video files, computer backups, databases, anything like that. So these are some of the examples of digital evidences. Then what are the types? These digital evidences we can divide into or classify into two, as persistent data and volatile data. So persistent data that remains unaffected when the computer is turned off. It is a permanent data. If we turn off the computer also, there is no problem. It remains unaffected. So the examples are hard drives and other storage medias. Then storage medias like pen drive, like CD and all those things. Then volatile data that would be lost if the computer is turned off, like computer history or any other temporary files or deleted files, something like that. If we turn off the computer, if we turn off the system, we will lose that data. That is called volatile data. Persistent data, nothing will happen if we turn off the computer also, because it is in hard drive or any other storage media like pen drive, SD card and all such things. So these are the two types of digital evidences. Then characteristics of digital evidence. Characteristics of digital evidence is, first one we can say as it should be admissible, and it should be authentic, it should be fragile, and it should be accurate, it should be complete, and it should convince the juries. So what is admissible? Admissible means conformity with the common law and other rules. Like it should be admissible in court. If we takes these evidences to the court should admit that okay, this we can allow these kind of evidences. So that is called admissible. Then authenticate. Authenticate means in linking data to specific individuals and events. Like the data should be authenticate, it should link with some personal, or it should link with some person and specific individual, or it should link with some specific event. Then fragile means it can be easily altered or damaged or destroyed. That is called fragile. And accurate, it is believed, we should believe that one, and it should be consistent. Complete means with a full story of particular circumstances. That is that if we are getting evidence, they can tell some story to us, they can give some clues to us. That is called complete. And convincing to juries means like to get a good value for this evidence, it should be subjective and practical, and it should prove beyond any doubt. So these evidences should help the lawyers to admit, like they have to prove that this is the correct thing. They with like that the evidence should be more convincing to the jury. So these are the characteristics of digital evidences. It should be admissible, it should be authentic, fragile, accurate, complete, and convincing to juries. Then steps for collection of evidences. So till now I was explaining about the introduction part, what is digital evidences and what is computer forensic and what is its nature and all those things. But from when our module starts, we have to learn how to seize the evidence, how to record the evidence, how to restore the deleted files, and all such things, how to examine the forensic computer evidence, these digital evidences. We should know how to examine the digital evidences. So what are the steps? First step is collection, right? So what are the steps for collection of evidence? First thing to collect the evidence is that we have to find out where the evidence is stored. And next is that if we find the evidence, we have to recover it. We should recover the evidence. Then create an order of volatility, like whether it is an volatile or non-volatile. Volatile means whether it is lost when the computer is off or whether it is persistent. Like that we have to create them in an order, we have to keep them in an order, these evidences. Then collect evidence using some specific tools or software, like that forensic tools are there, so using that tools collect these evidences. Then document all the actions that are that we are doing, the expert is doing all those actions, they should document. So these are the steps for collection of evidence. Find the evidence where it is stored, find relevant data, and recover them, and create an order of volatility, then collect evidence using tools, good documentation of all the actions. Next, location of the evidence. For finding out the evidence, we have to find out where is the evidence located. So then only we can go and collect it. Like, so where all places, in what all places the evidence located. So it is located in software or hardware added, and file storage devices, then settings or folders in the system, then buddy list, personal chat room records, then internet files, history files, slack or unallocated space. From all these places we can find out any piece of evidences. Then we'll see one basic model of digital evidence. So first is acquiring of the evidence, then authenticate the evidence. Next one is analysis phase. So analyze the evidence. First we have to take the evidence, then we should authenticate the evidence, and then analyze the evidence. Like identification phase is there, and acquisition of evidence. After identifying, we have to acquire it, then authentication of the evidence, then analysis phase. After that, what? Presentation phase. So after analysis we have to present it before the court. So this is a basic model of examination of digital evidences. And in the upcoming classes we will discuss about the seizure of suspected computer, and what are the preparation we have to do for the seizure and for collecting these kind of data. So till here I think you got a basic idea of computer forensics and digital evidences. So from the next class we will move on to the collection and reporting and all those things. So thank you. I think you people understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Clear it today only, and fine. After that, we have to move to our module. Thank you.